Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Episode of Never Mind the Furthermore. We're going to have some creative conversation and a hell of a lot of coffee. We're going to need it, so hang on tight, people. We'll be back in just about a minute or so. Stay tuned.
10 seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
How dare you!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And good morning. How the heck are you? Welcome to Never Mind the Furthermore for the Wednesday of May 4th, 2022. Hope you're having a good day so far. It's been a little challenging for many of us today, but we're doing okay. I mentioned an injury the other day. I sprained my ankle dropping out of the Calgon last week, and then when we did our test, some people asked me about this. When we were doing our test the other night to see if we could spend the night in Calgon, I slipped on the way out and re-injured my ankle. I'm almost perfect again, so as perfect as I usually am, which is not saying a whole lot. But anyway, getting better. So people have been asking about that, and I meant to mention it on Monday, but I forgot in the press of other matters. So we're getting better. But anyway, something that makes things better are our sponsors. And one of them, of course, is Rising Tide Publications. Check out the brand new book, The Terror, is coming out this summer. And also Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. If you've written the best book you know how to write, then what you need to do to reward yourself and that book is get the best cover you can possibly find. And that's where Plasma Fire Graphics comes in. They have a plethora of styles that they can do your book in, such as the brand new book, Major Marjorie. Look at that scoring. That is, this looks like a well-loved copy of this book. That's actually the way it was designed. This is brand new from Stormgate Press. Check it out with 5 futuristic talents, Tim Bruckner, myself, Alessia Kent, Jim Beard, and Clyde Hall, edited by Charles F. Millhouse. Great book. They also did the Snow Shorts book. Pretty powerful stuff for a award-nominated story there. So if you want that kind of talent working for you at indie creator-friendly rates, then you need to check out Plasma Fire Graphics page on Facebook. Follow that up with a trip to plasmafiregraphics.com, and you can contact Jeffrey Hayes directly and ask about those rates. You will find them very affordable. So affordable, you cannot afford to be without them. So remember, that's Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. And also, we want to thank our Patreon supporters who keep the rising tide moving forward. And we sincerely thank each and every one of you. You could be doing something like twice a week other than reading my blog or contributing to keeping the rising tide movement going. But we do thank each and every one of you. And if you're interested in seeing what we can do for you as far as rewarding you for your rewarding us, check me out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And I think that's it. I do want to say, though, this morning, that I know some people that are going through some struggles right now. And of course, if you look at the news, um, we live in very uncertain times. There's a certain someone over in Russia who's already used the N word, nuclear, in terms of his little um, set to with another country, with Ukraine. And there's also another nutbag in, you know, in the southern Asian part, or actually northern southern Asian part of the world, that has also thrown that term about. Plus, we live in uncertain times. You've read about the leak from the Supreme Court, which isn't supposed to happen. Found out last time it happened was with Roe versus Wade, the original decision. But anyway, folks, we will get through this because we've got each other. And if someone needs to vent today, listen to them. All right. I think it's very useful. We can get this off our shoulders, and just know that we're not alone. We're gonna make it, because that's the rising tide thing to do. And speaking of rising tide, I've only got 60 minutes. Let's get through your comments. Good Lord, why am I yammering on? Nicholas Tockard says, good morning, Nevermornings. Good morning to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And today's Nevermind the Furthermore pre-show is brought to you by Luke Stone Studios Hybrids. Did they send me money? Cool. And today's question, what do you want out of your creative journey? Are you just trying to tell a story, make your fortune, fame? Hashtag bring cookie home. That's my main goal. I don't really want fame. I would like validation or respect every now and then. That's kind of cool. I would like to, I'm not looking to make a fortune. I do want to make enough to bring Cookie home so she can work with me, and then we'll make a fortune. Tell my stories, primarily. I think that would be it. And Carl Westman, though, he gets to the heart of the matter. I'm in it for the female groupies, Nick, and good morning. And I didn't give that kid name Catnip this morning, but you couldn't tell by his yee-haw. Uh-oh. I suspect there's going to be cat bondage later as Callie discovers all those neat little cords running in and out of his CPU. And first and foremost, I want to do a little good, says Nick Tockard. Excellent. Make the things I love accessible to everyone, regardless of situation. I charge so that eventually those creations may provide passive income for my son. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. And Donna Carly mwah, says hello to Nick, and a noble sentiment and good financial planning. Nick, says Carl Witzman. Agreed. Hi, Carl, get those groupies. Hi, Donna, get those groupies. Funny how the same sentence can have wildly different meanings. And Nick Docker, thanks, Carl. I am not a man of means, so I have to build a future for my son through different means. That's true. And folks, Brian is too humble and reserved to say it, but like this video, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. No, I'm not. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we've had another uptick in YouTube viewers subscriptions, and we thank you sincerely for that. Please keep them coming. But what I want to do, as long as we're being unselfish, I would like you all to help fund Brian Rodman's new book, The Nebulizer, on Kickstarter. It is still, when I look, a little under $800 shy of making its financial goal, and it is such a good book. It is one of those books, we say dystopian, but it is not dark. And the first issue was wonderful, and it was an all ages relatable tale, great artwork, beautiful coloring. It had everything going for it, and we need books like The Nebulizer. Please, we will. In fact, I've got it right here. There we go. Nebulizer number 2 is still on Kickstarter. It's still got some time to go, but please, let's keep Brian enthused and wanting to create the rest of this book. Number 2 is on Kickstarter right now at https /bit.ly/all caps Mighthead. And please check that out, or do a search for Brian Rodman, do a search for Nebulizer. It's a super book. I loved the first issue, and I think you'll enjoy it too. So please, let's support this book. All right. And let's see here. Let's go where Frog G. Frog, it is a pleasure and an honor as always. Hail, Frog. I am but a humble frog who comes forth from a humble bog. I've come here to say on this 4th day of May, good cheer and tidings to you. You too. Frog, thank you. And thank you for all you do for the community, man. You and Cindy Kep are electricians, because you've got so many plugs going on. Or is that the hair club for men? I gotta talk to them. But anyway, Frog, we appreciate you so very much. And please promote yourself, my friend. All right, and Carl saying, and Donna saying hello to the Frog, and Raging to Mwah. Nita Lanning, how are you this morning, my darling? Speaking of groupies, I am here, and all my personalities are joining us today. Oh, hoot mon. Anyway, hello to all of you. Call her Legion, for she is many. And Frog G is saying hello and hail, Frog. And Raging is a party all by herself. Boy, isn't that the truth? Everyone's saying hello, 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 Monday morning. Or Monday morning was 2 days ago. I don't know what day it is. Anyway, Carl Westwood says Nita is pretty alert and active for a Wednesday morning. Good for her. And Nita, hope I wasn't too much for the folks on Dispatches last night. Oh my God, I need to watch that now. Did you cause psychic damage again, Nick? Good work. And no, Carl, I am actually only here because my bladder told me to release it in the bed or take it to the potty. I didn't want to wash sheets, so reluctantly here I am. So you're here to take a whiz? Is that it? Yeah, that's what our relationship has come to. Oh, well, you'll save me $20 from downtown. I gotcha. I'm only awake because the kid decided to stick his wet nose in my ear at 4 a.m. I have Cookie to do that for me. And a wise choice, Nita. That's true. And there were no casualties, Nick, so I believe all is well. And good morning from the desk of the Small Press Publisher, Joe D. McPhee. Hope you're doing well this morning. And hail from the desk of the Small Press Publisher. Good morning, Brian. Hope all is well. It is, my friend. It is. And everyone, how is your campaign going? Asked Jody McPhee. Yes, Frog, we want to see some good progress here. And thank you, Frog. Here at Raging our motto is don't herd the bed ever. Be crazy bitches, not crazy bitches. That's right. And I noticed that Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page had that poll. And is Amber Heard still attractive even after knowing what we know about her now? And she's supposed to take the stand today. This ought to be fun. But the fact is she's still hot, and who knows, maybe you'd be the stabilizing personality that would keep her from behaving in your bed like a 6-year-old, or a 6-month-old rather, crying and soiling the sheets. But anyway, that's it. That's why I don't have kids. Anyway, I like Raging's motto. And still in pre-launch, we want to get a few more pages done before we hit go. Frog, that is awesome. Frog, when the time comes, please contact me. And actually, I'll tell you out loud. Go ahead and tag me on stuff. I would love to help promote that because of all you do and because you're an awesome person. And everyone saying hello to Joe. And excellent. I'm almost ready to bring physical harm to my colorist in a verbal sense. He's holding up issue 7 from being completely done. He has until tomorrow. Oh my gosh. I am curious. Now, of course, let's get. Of course, this sort of thing is probably best handled in private, so we're going to ask about it openly. They are they like just dragging their feet, or is there some sort of nefarious thing behind their tardiness? That's what I'm curious about. And Nick Tockard says, I don't think I've ever talked someone to death, but it has been alleged. You and me both. And Frog G, I hope they hustle. Me too. And 9 pages to be colored and lettered off to the editor, who is not BKM, for her expert advisement, then proof time. Yes, this, if nothing else, this is a selling point. This is the one book I'm not editing this year. Oh, I've become quite the editor and quite the wonderful person is Skunk Rocker. Mwah! Glad to see it. And that is stressful, Joe. Nick, it is. That's the one thing about comics that is glorious is the collaborative efforts and when you're all rowing in the same direction. But one of the drawbacks is when you're not all rowing in the same direction. I will say there is one book I had put out years ago. I'm not going to say which one, Skyman. And I had to fire a couple people. And they had higher standings in the industry than I did, but I was the guy putting out the book. So it was my money, and they started playing prima donna on me, as in my fingerprints are going to be all over this thing, whether anyone likes it or not. And I'm going to hold up production until the fingerprints can glow in the dark and be seen from Skylab. And I said, no. So we said unpacking. So, and I think I might become a con artist. Oh, really? Trying to get that in a short video done before the 21st. I came up with a great idea to make money, but it's unbelievably unethical. And Nick Dockard is sharing a brain with me. You intrigue, young skunk. Go on. Yes. And Frog G says hello. And Joe D. McPhee is trying to get that in a short video done before the 21st. You still got time. Although, I know editing takes time. So anyway, and Nick Dockard says, see, Joe D., that's where you went wrong. Glenn can tell you, you want world-class editing, you send it to Brian K. Morris. I don't think it's his editor at the moment that's the roadblock, Nick. I think it's his colorist. Because Brian, the editor, would fire them and would get a fast replacement. And don't think I can't. Anyway, everyone say hello to Skunk. And opening a Baskin Robbins outside an alternative smoke shop, I would be... No, you know what Frog G, what I would be opening would be like a bakery. Specialty is brownies, And we also sell Doritos, so I would clean up, I'm telling you. And Donna Carleen says, mwah. Nothing wrong with that as long as you're a good con artist. Exactly. And from this, a small press publisher, stressful, Nick Dockard, it's only a Wednesday. Stressful is working for someone else, and to have this happen while having your boss hold you accountable for stuff that isn't your fault. Oh, man, that's the one thing. When I worked for the water company, it was generally understood that I was the guy that picked up the pieces. And so, I had a few things, that were, it's like, Brian, why didn't you do this? Well, it wasn't under my umbrella, So, yeah, I feel you, man. That's why we got to get you out of there. Skunk Cracker says, I don't know if anyone here has the lack of morals to go through with this, but if you really want a good idea to make money, I have the answer. The drive-through Catholic Church. Your one-stop that was a pause for your one-stop shop for a confession and communion, all without leaving the seat of your car. Skunk, the only thing I think standing your way is I don't know that you're Catholic or not. I don't know your religious leanings. If nothing else, the Universal Life Church, can't you do that? Anyway, but lack of morals, Nick and I are listening. Anyway, Michaela Jade, mwah, darling, glad you're here. Can't stay to play today, but want to jump in and say hi. Michaela, you are always welcome. Check out the Warriors series, the Elite Warriors series by Michaela Jade. It is awesome. She is awesome. Check out her YouTube channel and subscribe to her right after you subscribe to me. Anyway, I'm liking it, Frog. Skunk. I'm liking it. Hey, Frog, what's up? Everyone's saying hello. And Skunk Rocker, doesn't have to be a full church. Drive-through confessional would be where the investment would be. You can even take over. Remember those old photomat booths? One of those. Hey, you need. Hey, here's a couple of Hail Marys, and here's a bag of Doritos too. Hey, that's it. That's what you open next to the smoke. The dispensaries. They can also, if they feel guilty about it, you got it all. This is one-stop shopping, Skunk. I think you're a genius. And hey, Michaela from Donna, and I think someone did that already, somewhere in California, of course. Yeah, as Mike Royko used to say, the only thing California ever gave us was the right-hand turn on red law. I don't know. I know Las Vegas has some drive-through chapels. Where you can get married, sometimes by an Elvis impersonator. I think that'd be cool. Nick Packard says, been there many times, but then again, my version of a truly stressful day is having your clients stop naked, roll on feces, rip the handle off a fridge, and try to beat with it in front of a state inspector. Nick, I've apologized already. How many times must I say I'm sorry? I'm sorry. And Frog G, are you including frequent sinners cards? 10 punches gets an extra wafer. Frog's a genius. I love this. And Carl, asked Donna, what does it mean when the sign on the side of the white car says Metro and there's a small thing on the roof that looks like either a light or a camera? Interesting. Skunk Rocker says, see, I have no idea. I'm not religious. That's why it'd be a con artist move to open a church. Yeah, but, if we got somebody, you could join the Universal Life Church. That doesn't take any formal religion. I think all it takes is like $10. At least last time I looked. And I keep seeing that thing pop up on Facebook for me for some reason. I've not researched it in years, and yet somehow I don't know if they've spent some extra money to hit, and I've hit the demographic they were looking for, or it's God telling me, here's your calling, Brian. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not ruling it out. Skunk, I could be your manager. And during the pandemic, they did baptisms with a super soaker squirt gun filled with holy water. Hey, why not? That's what Henry Ford taught us. Mass production. And no idea, Donna, why are they here? And I mean, do we know that water was holy? They could sign a certificate of authenticity. They just drove slowly down the block. And exactly, Skunk. Well, that's why it's called faith, Carl. And Scott Gregg says we only know that it's holy water because somebody said it was, just like we know the communion wine is the blood of Christ because somebody said it was. And it was, and Michaela goes, exactly, Skunk. Yes, and it's in the Bible. During the Last Supper, and it is meant to be symbolic of the blood that Christ spilled for us to save us from sin. And I look suspiciously at all religious organizations, but I'm a cynic. Ditto Carl, ditto Michaela. And I identify as spiritual. So I think belief in a higher power is a good thing. I think it's good to choose a side, but it's like, there's, having been raised in a weird Presbyterian church, the idea being that our church was formed because the Nazarenes weren't strict enough. It's like, I attended for 10 years, and there was a sin of the week every week, and they never got repeated. You know what I'm saying? Everything will send you to hell, according to our church. And Skunk Rocker said, this is why I'm saying that I could totally be a full-on con artist. Father Skunk of the Church of the Floofy Tail, open from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, closed on Saturday, 7 to 7 on Sundays. Now, that's not a bad idea. You could provide opportunity for someone to stay open on Saturday hours too, because some people can't make it to your weekday things, and to some people Saturday is the Sabbath. Okay, so depending on who you talk to. So I'm thinking eventually, Skunk, you could make that 24-hour day. I'm telling you, Skunk, we've halfway got you out of the truck right now. Nick Talker says, I think that setting up a church for money and tax breaks is both the height of bad form and something folks will have to answer to in the end. I agree. Now, notice Skunk didn't say anything about tax breaks, I don't believe. Now, I agree, and I kind of favor the idea of no more tax breaks for churches because it's far too easy to get them. And Carl Witzman echoes up my sentiment. Go for it, Skunk. Oh, yeah. And ooh, Church of the Floofy Tail. Yes, I'd sign up, for heaven's sakes. Scott Cracker says, I mean, we are talking creative conversation. L. Ron Hubbard said it best. If you want to make the most amount of money, start a religion. And there's your example right there. Look at Scientology, right? And poor injured Brian. Yes, yes. Poor me. I've been hobbling for days. I'm taking a cane with me to Chicago just in case I hurt myself again. I cannot be trusted. But no, I've been going up and down the stairs today pretty well. So I will be going out later and running an errand or two. Plus, I have to work on Calgon for a little bit today to make it a little even more roadworthy. Although Cookie and I have made some giant strides just in the last couple days. We went out and we got some stuff done. We've got some more interior non-battery car battery lighting going. In fact, I'm putting in a color light today. It's this little cheap thing I bought at Five Below, but it has a little control like a TV set, and it will do like regular white light, dim and powerful, one you can tan with, and then it has like a 4-hour light, an 8-hour light. It is magic. I'm looking forward to playing with that. Anyway, William A. Bulb. Hi, Brian. How are you and everyone? Mwah! Good to see you, William. Hope you're doing well today. Happy May the 4th be with you, everyone. And the Predator is joining the Marvel Universe. I didn't realize that. I missed that. There's a lot of comic news I miss out on anymore, but I'm not surprised they've got Conan and the Avengers right now, and I don't mean O'Brien. So, but anyway, may the 4th be with you too. Wait a second, wrong one. Anyway, Brian, I hope very much you heal up well in the rest of your way with your ankle. I do too. I'm tired of limping and I'm tired of it hurting. So thank you, William. I hope you have a great day, brother. And this is the moment in Nerd Bacon where I hold my head in my hand. Love you all, but man, you need Jesus. I'm sure that he's welcome in the Church of the Floofy Tail too. Well, we've got the Church of the Dark Church of the Rising Tide. What's one more, right? And Skunk, if you do well, I'll append your church as an affiliate of the Dark Church of the Rising Tide and lowering taxes. There we go. And hi to Cookie. Thank you, William. And she sends her love right back to you. And Ryan Permison shares this show. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And good morning, Nevermores. How are you? Check out the podcast there on Ryan, and I quote on Linktree there. All of his great links on there. And check out his show on Saturday. That was really good with a buddy of mine, Paul Kupperberg, who's written like 3,000 comic scripts. He's amazing. And Rick Bradley, good morning, Nevermore. It's good to see you, Rick. I'm going to catch up with R&D Gaming Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, I think it is. No, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I look forward to seeing it. I didn't make Monday. I fell asleep early, mostly my ankle. Anyway, Ryan Permison said if you want to be a guest on And I Quote, he's live on Saturdays at noon, but if you need to pre-record, that can be done, and they have friendly conversation. You can promote your projects, and you can gain the admiration of your fellows. Check it out. Everyone's saying hello to William. And Rick Bradley, did you know that when D&D first came out, its use of dark magic and monsters for its narrative made many outsiders believe the game was a front for creeps to lure innocent children into their fold? So great was the hysteria surrounding this belief that it gave birth to a movie showing the negative effects of playing the game on young minds, starring Tom Hanks in his first leading role. In the movie, Hanks' character is so consumed by his D&D character that he attacks a hobo in Manhattan. I think you can level up if you do that. And it cut you off there, Rick. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, I remember that. This is funny, Rick. Years ago, I worked a year in construction around Y2K. I think it was 2000 to 2001. And it was kind of funny because we were working on many universities use chilled and steam to heat their buildings in a very less expensive way. It's like an underground radiator. And they were working on the one for the University of Illinois in Urbana, Illinois. And it was funny because one of the guys, I was kind of a gopher for the construction company, and I went by the work site. I had to drop some stuff off, and I was checking to see if anybody needed anything else. And one of the guys said, "Brian, grab a hard hat, get down here, and shovel with us. You feel right at home. This is a steam tunnel. You play D&D." I'm like, caught me on that one. Anyway, check out R&D Gaming on Monday nights. It's a great show. And check out the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man, a special guest. That was on last night. That looks good. And Donna, how are you? Asks William. And in case you missed it, check out the latest episode of And I Quote with veteran comic book writer Paul Kupperberg. Yes. And also the interview with fantasy writer L.A. DiPaolo. And also the interview with fiction writer Arrow J. Knight and John B. Pica, johnpica.com. Hey there, friends and folks. Good morning, Multiverse. Happy Star Wars Days. May the 4th be with you. This is the May. It is, sir. It is. Good to see you. Check out John B. Pica, two books on Amazon, part of the Decoverse series, and check out his Patreon page, too, because he's awesome. And let's see, Ryan says, join us live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Avengers with special guests. Share your favorite memories with us in the live chat. Some assembly required. Well played, young man. Well played. Rick Bradley continues. Find out more about the great game D&D this Monday on R&D Gaming, 7 p.m. Central Time and 8 p.m. Eastern. You can subscribe to Rick's YouTube channel at that address there. Make sure to hit that bell so you don't even have to look for my video and have them come right to you. That's right. And happy 10th anniversary to the Avengers, Star Wars, and New Comic Book Day. What a great day to be a fan. Yes, it is. Every day is a good day. And a fan of Juan Valdez. And Ryan Permison says, I'm grateful for this community and all your support. Have a safe and productive day, everyone. You too, my friend. Have a fantastic one. And speaking of fantastic one, there's the Ninja Genko. How you doing, the Ninja? Good to see you. As always, Frogs and the Ninja saying hello to everybody. And Brian says from this Small Press Publisher, it is half dragging and half life problems. The work is good, just shouldn't be as slow. But then again, when you work with others who are like you with a 9-to-5, this stuff happens. But this time it seems like urgency isn't there. Well, that's possibly true. But maybe in the here, there are ways to combat that and to give people incentive, but maybe reset the deadline. I just recently had to reset a deadline with somebody. It was real life stuff. And that's, you understand it. Fortunately, we didn't have like a Kickstarter in the balance on this. But, you can remind them that work is a good way to take your mind off your problems. Seriously, my writing has saved me through some dark times, real life wise. So hope you get that straightened out, Joe. I'll be asking you about tomorrow night for Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, when Joe D. McPhee, Eric Hawkins, Brian Robin, and myself welcome back Clyde Hall. Clyde will finally be back. Y'all can breathe a sigh of relief that the man is returning to bring some class and decorum to this motley crew. So anyway, putting the coffee pot on my new printer. I bought a new printer the other day, so it was cheap. Anyway, everyone saying hello. And Sarah, mwah, purely in listening mode again. Hugs and kisses back to you, sweetheart. Hope you're doing better. And everyone saying hello. And wow, we are losing the ceremony. Used to mean something piggybacking to the drive-through confessional, but I'm open to it. Yep. Why not? Why not? Well, no, you can still have ceremony, but it might be truncated, you know. It might be, please leave your sins at the first window along with payment, and come to the second window, we'll have your penance awaiting you. See, now we're working out the problems with this right now, Skunk. We can bypass your morals, okay? We'll have this working efficiently. Rick Riley says check out his author page there on Amazon. You can sink your claws into the Nightmare Collective, eat some apple pie with Marvin's Night Out, bask in the glory of the award-winning Pulp Reality #1, and try to hide from the tales of the weird and strange. Good luck with that. Hey, and good luck to Stormgate Press this weekend at the Windy City Pulp and Paper Show in Lombard, Illinois. I will be there all 3 days, wandering around aimlessly with my fez, and we're just going to have a real good time when we're there. Jim Beard and John Bruning of Flinch Books will be there. Tommy Hancock of Prose Press, and Ron Fortier, and Rob Davis of Airship 27, along with many other people. I think Will Murray usually shows up. And if he doesn't know it about pulps, you didn't need to learn it either. He's a great, great guy. But anyway, we're going to be wandering around for 3 days. At 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Central, I should say, will be the awards ceremony for the Pulp Factory Awards, where last year Pulp Reality #1 won for Best Anthology, and Damien Avila's won for Best Cover for said book. And this year, Damien is up for internal artist on one of the Pulp Realities. Pulp Reality, I think 2 and/or 3 is up for Best Anthology. And let's see, and Clayton Merwin, the hero maker himself, is up for the cover of issue 2. While Charles is up for Best Novel with his Captain Hawkland story from last year, and I am up for Short Story. So we'll see how many Stormgate Press-related awards will leave the building this coming Friday night. We will try, if at all, we will post from the event, and we'll keep everyone informed. Okay, it'll be fun. Sarah says, I say, growing up Nazarene, I'd rather be a spiritual fruit than a religious nut. I love it. I think that's my Facebook religion status. I like that. Oh dear, I like that so much. I can relate to that. I so relate to that. Sarah, right on, Sarah, right arm. I believe in that too. And for your nerd, with a spike of geekdom or being a nerd in 2012 due to the Avengers movie, do you think it has dwindled because of the release of Eternals and Shang-Chi? For your nerd, glad to have you here. First off, and welcome. And oh, Jareth! Hey, buddy, how you doing? I forgot that's your channel, man. Check out For Your Nerd. Jareth is a great guy. He's a local fan here in Lafayette and a good friend of mine. But anyway, getting back to this, I don't know. I don't know that it has. I don't think it has affected geekdom negatively, because I didn't see the Eternals in the theater. Shang-Chi I saw in the theater. I thought it was fantastic. I think one problem those two had was that they are basically they're second-tier characters, if that. Because up till recently they hadn't been used very often. But no, and the thing is, we've got some great talents who've worked on those books in the past and in the present. But I don't think it's hurt. But I think once we get back to the core unit of Avengers, and we still have Thor, we still have the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I suspect bringing in the X-Men, and also the Doctor Strange movie, and also I did catch Patrick Stewart's voice and hand in there, so I think stuff like that is going to help reinforce the cinematic Marvel universe. But let's hear your comments, friends. And Nick Tucker, why don't you get a set of solar-powered rope lights for Calgon? We are looking at solar power for part of it. We are hoping it won't happen for a couple of months, but we're going to put a generator in there. And we have been looking at ones that cost about $200 or $300. Our needs are modest, but they are going to be powered by the sun. Like, we go into a venue, and instead of that screen going up, we put the solar panels in the front window. And then it recharges the thing for later, so we can have like maybe someplace to recharge our computers, our cell phones, just all kinds of cool things going on. We're working on it, Nick, but I like what you're thinking. Skullcracker says, I mean, hobos are pretty common. They're like plague rats, not worth a lot of XP. Well, that is true. I think it depends on how much resistance they give you and how much of a threat they pose. Now, you could get volume, okay? So just saying. Anyway, Tom Hanks thought the hobo was a goblin. That's right, Rick. That's true. And they made like a BS name for the Dungeons and Dragons thing. I can't remember what it was. But the D&D guys were in their high point when I was at the University of Illinois. I had guys yelling at me from the air inputs on the quad. They got in the steam tunnels and got lost all the time. Yeah, I remember hearing about people all the time wandering into the steam tunnels. That's crazy. I loved it. And I told my friends that worked at the U of I, if you want to take me in there, I will go with you. And I have a few friends that were like, you don't want to go in there. There is vermin in there and lots of it. So I'm like, okay. And Johnny Pike also, happy Comics Day. Hey, happy New Comics Day to you, brother. Hope you'll wind up with some good stuff today. And Facebook user, Jareth, I think that's you again. Also, do you think the anti-diversity movement inside the culture itself helped contribute to people shying away from it? I don't know. Again, I think a whole lot of the anti-diversity movement, whatever you want to call it, I don't think that impacts most people. President Richard Nixon used to talk about a silent majority, and I think that same holds true of comics, that the great majority of people don't read the fanzines, don't care about the internal politics of either the comics or the creators, and they vote with their dollars. If they don't like a comic, they stop buying it. If they do like a comic, they continue to buy it, but they don't sound off about it. I don't think it's hurt. I don't think a lot of it has helped, but because unfortunately, and as I've talked to other people that have identified with one side or the other and openly identify with it, I tell them the problem is you're going to be judged by, it's like politics. If you say I'm a Democrat, they think you're a socialist. If you say I'm a conservative, they think you're stocking up on MAGA hats. And I'm a libertarian, they just think we're nuts. Which is true. But I don't get the vibe that it's really hurt us. I don't get the vibe that it's keeping people away. I think what's keeping people away is poor marketing on the parts of the comic companies. Spend some money and advertise. Period. Anyway, Skunkrocker says, and now that I'm thinking about it, with my Church of the Floofy Tail comment earlier, I remember the furry episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Now we're talking. Uncle Carl says, young Uncle Carl, dude, you all are nuts. Not my problem. Find your own way out, mighty wizard. That's right. Take a flashlight so you can see if you roll a critical failure in the steam tunnels, a-hole, right? And I don't care if you think it's weird to perform brain surgery while wearing fluffy bunny hands. It is my religion. And I support your religion, sir, as long as those furry hands are sterile. And in other news, 7th year in a row rejected as a guest at Dragon Con. My record is a perfect 0-7. Congratulations, John. Continued good fortune for you, sir. They don't know what they're missing. Screw them. And anyway, Frog G says, need to hop later, and may you all have a pleasant day. Frog G, thank you for being here, my friend. Come back soon. We love you, man. And John B. Pike of Geekdom has not dwindled. It is over $7 billion this year. Spider-Man No Way Home was over $1 billion. Eternals and Shang-Chi made profits, and both are getting sequels. That is true. That is very true. Good barometer there. I don't think it's hurt us. I would like to see some of that trickle down, if we can get Reagan-esque for a while, down into the comic shops. Again, spend some money, comic shops, and advertise. And to paraphrase a somewhat known wrestler to celebrate the possible success of Stormgate Press, stand back, a storm is coming through. Oh yeah, that's us, man. Yeah, it'll be nice. But it's like I tell people, I'm just happy to be nominated. I feel somewhat validated, because it's crime drama. My story is crime drama, quick read, not the stuff you associate with a lot of pulp work. But here we are, and here we're going to be on Friday night. I'm so looking forward to it. I really am. I've never been to the ceremony anyway. I'm looking forward to see what it is. It's only 15 minutes long. Maybe I won't have to give a speech. That would be nice. Anyway, I like the way you're thinking, Joe. And Mazes and Monsters. Thank you, Skunk Rocker. Appreciate that. That was the name of the game and the film. Thank you. Thank you very much. I know in Nights at the Dinner Table, it's Hackmaster, and it is a legit game now. And because Cookie used to be our GM, and it was a lot of fun. And for Calgon, there are great videos on YouTube with tips, tricks, and easy conversion ideas for the van life. Yes, Cookie has been watching those religiously. We're not sure we want a toilet in there yet. And I will say that Calgon is an experiment. We are going to keep it for probably at least 2 years. And at the end of that, we're going to assess whether it is better to exist in the van on weekends or just bite the bullet and get a damn room, which I hate because basically I'm rarely there. It's a place to, eat, sleep, and pee is about it. And I don't even get a chance to eat in there half the time. It's just basically we check in, unwind for a few minutes, go to the bathroom, and then go to bed. Brush our teeth and go to bed. Then wake up, get the continental breakfast, and go out. It's not much for that $100+ you're spending every night. So, but we're gonna see how it is. We've got some improvements we made over last weekend, and we're also gonna get Cookie's gonna work on a step stool before Friday, when we travel up to Lombard. That we can use and then pull into the van for both of us so that we don't have to risk injury getting out. So, but thank you, John. Thank you very much. The anti-diversity or Comicsgate crowd is so small, they are irrelevant. Yeah, I think to most people they are. And when you do see them, I think it's like, you're looking at, the fringe. And the thing is, even within Comicsgate, there are moderates, and then there's, the way out people. There are there's the Ethans and the, his various people on the extreme end of it. And then they're like the bounding at a comic site. And then there's more moderate ones like Luke Stone. And many of the Comicsgaters that I have talked to on a personal level, they are far more moderate. And I wish they would get more attention, because I think they could bring more people into the fold than, the big names who don't fulfill their Kickstarter pledges. And stop citing movies that were released during the second wave of a global pandemic as examples of an entire industry. That's an excellent point there. Shang-Chi, yeah. I remember I had to wear, when I went to see Shang-Chi on its original run, I had to wear a mask going into the theater, the distancing, all the conventions. I had to, do the hand sanitizer and everything. All the COVID conventions had to be observed at that time. And I forgot the Eternals came out at the around the tail end of that. Most of it, I believe. So no, that's a good point. And hashtag the prophet of pop culture has spoken. Thank you, Mr. Prophet, sir. I appreciate that. And Cy, that debate is a toxic fandom debate, but I digress. No, it can be. I think it is sometimes, I don't think it should be a debate. I think it should be a discussion, because I think most people I like to think, at least the ones I talk to, Jody McPhee, would be thinking, okay, yes, people should be represented. And we have multiple iterations of characters. There's been more than one Batman. There's been more than one There is currently more than one Superman. There's been more than Joe D. McPhee knows. There's more than one Wonder Woman. There's been more than one Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Captain America. Every major character has different iterations. Even Thor. Who remembers? Beta Ray Bill, Thor Frog, Thunderstrike, etc. There have been and Jane Foster as Thor, which we're going to see in the films again, which I'm looking forward to. I think it's great. As long as it stays a discussion, I think it's fine. And I agree, some of it can be toxic, but again, I think it's the far ends of it where it's like my philosophy will save comics. Well, maybe they don't need saving. BKM, hey, that's me, says John B. Pica. You'll appreciate this. The musical director of the Broadway tour of Les Mis has invited me to audition for the role of Jean Valjean. Oh, Valjean! Oh my God, that's awesome! That John, you've got the pipes, brother. Do this thing. Oh my God, Cookie doesn't care for Les Mis. I think it's a great play. I love the music. I think the music is glorious. I can see this, John. Please consider it strongly. Seriously, man. And good morning to Eric Hawkins. Eric, good to see you, brother. And check out the Zombieful World of Oz, currently in its final days of Kickstarter glory. And check out that address there or do a search for Zombieful World of Oz. And we've still got a couple of stretch goals to go for, and please make this thing happen because it's an awesome comic book, and he's awesome too. And whoa, did I walk into a Comicsgate discussion? Sorry, man, it happens. But we'll be better tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Comic Book Spectrum here on this very channel. Please subscribe. And yeah, Scott Crocker said, yeah, I mean, I hate to bring it up, but I had a lot of my friends on both sides of the sad puppies debacle, and it was hard being somebody who was like, I really don't care about this. Thank you. Same here. And this is, they say it's kind of an outgrowth of the sad puppies thing. I think it's just fine. This sort of crap is happened for decades. I mean, when I was really, really younger, I was a science fiction, story fan. I was reading books and short stories of science fiction. And even then there was like this new wave versus old school debate about, do we throw in like with Philip K. Dick and that sort of, new Robert Heinlein type storytelling where anything goes, or even Frank Herbert was kind of on the periphery of that, or do we go with the space opera of people like old Robert Heinlein, Isaac Asimov, etc.? And some of that got vicious too, and a lot of that still goes on in the science fiction community. I'm like you though. I'm out of the debate. I don't. If you ask me to take a side, I will take neither. Okay, and I've had this discussion before with various people. So anyway, in a weird way, it was brought up. Eric Hawkins is from That's a Small Press Publisher. John B. Pica, by the way, Moon Knight on Disney Plus is awesome, and the series finale, was a huge payoff, almost perfect adaptation of the Ellis and Meyer Smallwood Bemis run. Epic! Oh, excellent. I gotta catch up with those. I'm post Doug Minch. Let's put it that way. Because I think a lot of the Moon Knights that when they were bringing back the character happened at a time when I was starting to pull away from the Marvel Universe, book by book. Carl Witzman says, as to the comics debate, I'll say it again, find your own way out, mighty wizard. Exactly. Unfortunately, Carl, many of these people are rolling the D20 and they're coming up a 1. And Joe D says, John B. Pica, I am passionately opposed to toxic fandom. Back of the Cereal Box is 100% non-toxic and the only podcast fortified with 8 essential vitamins and minerals. And Rising Tide is just junk food, man. That's all there is to it. That's what our goal is. And it's not a discussion because it is irrational. Thank you from the SO Small Press Publisher. What makes a great comic is subjective. That's why it becomes a debate of why you're a fan and why you don't like change. And Sad Puppies. Yeah, John Pica, that is kind of like the Gamergate thing. And it was, correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I think this was the side that basically would be like the SJWs in the comics field. These were the ones that were, like a lot of bad bad players in the game, like they were doxing people. They found one of the main proponents. They found that she had taken some adult photos of herself and were posting them all over the internet for everyone to see. That sort of thing. It was pretty toxic. It was the model for toxic fandom, and we're better off without him. And Philip Thompson, you use Amazon ads and making an ABC book with animals, but with some facts. Good plan, my friend. Good plan. And from Modesto Small Press Publisher, even today, I'm going bah humbug every time I hear "May the Force be with you." It's not because I am a diehard Trekkie. I love Die Hard too. It's a great Christmas film. It is more or less the rabidness of Star Wars which turns me off. Joe, any rabid fandom makes me nuts. Okay, I understand it. Actually, the funny thing is, you've all seen that graphic. I'm friends with the guy that created it, and he's not happy that it got ripped off. But it shows a picture of a Dalek, and what was it? It said, "Yeah, I'm a Trekkie," and then down below it said, "I love C-3PO," or "I love R2-D2." Rather, it's like Tom Lehrer's song about National Brotherhood Week. It's only for, in this case, one day, so don't you fear. Be grateful that it doesn't last all year. Scott Barker says, yeah, like I said, I've recently been playing a lot of social deduction games, and maybe it's just me, but I've tended to notice something that I believe is backed up by science. If somebody thinks they're losing, they're going to get angry and fight harder, even if and especially because they can't win. And, that's the same principle of a lot of what passes for modern debate. We talk about subject A, you bring it up, let's say I bring it up, you shoot back, you blow holes in all my arguments, so then I move on to subject B without notice. It's more like debate rules trying to keep everybody off balance, and it's not really an examination of the issues. So yeah, I dig it, man. I dig it. And Phil Thompson goes, how do you promote your work on social media and use nurture posts? This is a process, Philip. You basically find your community, or make sure that you leave you post and leave yourself open to have the community find you. And it's a process. It does not happen overnight. I'm doing this for 10 years full time, and I'm still working at it, Philip. But the more you do, the more results you'll get. Okay. The myth of working hard is not a myth. Okay. Just keep doing what you're doing, Philip. You're doing great. All right. And John B. Pica says, Doug mentions Vengeance of Moon Knight was a super great run. Agreed. Very different from the most recent, but still great. I'm a longtime Moon Knight fan, all the way back to Marvel Team Up Annual #4. Remember annuals? I love annuals. Back in the day when those were a special event, man. Like, especially like the early Marvel annuals. Oh my God, those were awesome. Like Strange Tales Annual #1, where you got all these classic pre-hero Marvel stories that you hadn't seen in years of monsters and stuff. Then the next issue was a team up with the Human Torch and Spider-Man and the FF. Oh my God. The first half dozen annuals there, every issue was an event. Like, you start out with Submariner invading the surface world. It read more like a full screen, CinemaScope movie than just a comic book. Second issue, you had the origin of Doctor Doom plus a showdown with Reed Richards in there. Third issue, you had the wedding of Sue and Reed. Fourth issue, you had the return of the Golden Age Human Torch. Fifth issue, you had what was fifth issue? I think that was the one where Franklin Richards was born. And then the sixth issue, I think, was something else big. It's just one event after another. Plus 5 had the first appearance of a solo story of the Silver Surfer by Lee Kirby and Giacoya. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I love annuals, especially when they were just more than just a continuation of the regular comic. I don't care for that. And Joe D, maybe the 4th be with you. This is the May. Yes. Oh, John, rattling cages. And Scott Crocker, and I see a lot of this in the toxicity that affects all fandoms and cultures. Agreed. For some reason, people think it's a competition and their side has to win. But the truth is, there are no sides. One of the experimental roles in Blood on the Clock Tower is the atheist. The atheist role specifically states there are no bad characters in the game. It is your job to convince everyone of that. That is clever. And Doug Minch. Doug Minch, actually, M-O ENCH. And this is, I think this was vocal autocorrect. He is a writer of comics. He hasn't done anything about 10 years. In fact, he's pretty much given up writing. But he started as a reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times, I think it was. Started selling comic stories to Warren Horror Stories and also Skywald. And then got a job at Marvel, where he worked on things like Thor, most noted for things like Master of Kung Fu, helped create Moon Knight, wrote Werewolf by Night, did a lot of really, really fine work because he was not only a powerful writer, he was fast. Then in the 80s, he went over to DC, where he did quite a number of books for them, including a great run on Batman leading up to and past Nightfall. So anyway, and then from there, he left comic books, and he still gives interviews, but I read recently he hasn't written anything in years and years. So anyway, Scott Crocker says that is a role that is not in any of the official gameplay models, but can be used in custom games. I like that, dude. That's nice. That's neat. And the thing is, if the atheist is in the deck of character roles but not in play, a bad character could claim to be the atheist and confuse the other players. I bring this up because it's unreal to see people just absolutely pulling their hair out, screaming that there are bad players in the game when it's possible there are none in play. In your game, I would agree. In fandoms, various fandoms, I fully disagree. We have, just in comics alone, and even in the independent field, we've seen people that raise a buttload of money on their Kickstarter campaigns or Indiegogo campaigns and then don't fulfill them. I see people that take advantage of others. Terraform Comics was an example of that. We've seen grifts come through. It's just like real life, unfortunately. Anyway, Eric Hawkins says toxicity has always been in the fandoms, but social media has elevated it to epic proportions. Now everyone sees it, and the normies get involved. That's true. That is true. Very true, Eric. Thank you. And Mr. Pike, live long and prosper. Definitely. And Scott Crocker says, and that's what I see with comics and sad puppies and all these other topics of discussion that just lead to negativity. It's true, but I think we also have to shine a light on them and let people know that there are folks like us, Skunk, that don't give a rat's backside about their toxicity, and they could all just go off on a desert island, just have their little CJ with each other, while the rest of us just want to enjoy our comics and our games and stuff. And I, for one, I am one with the fourth. The fourth is one with me. Thank you, Master Yoda. And people just can't accept a world where there is no opposition, says Skunk Crocker. Yeah, that's the problem. So much of it, even in regular politics, is turned into us versus them. Anyway, I know that was kind of rambly. I apologize. Do not apologize, Skunk. It was very cognizant. And I am pleased that we sometimes get into serious issues here. I don't want this to just be foo-fa, okay? And to quote War, why can't we be friends? 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 See? And Carl Wisman says, everyone is saying fourth instead of fourth today. Are they making fun of my lisp? I'm going to be offended and go get lunch. Will you show them, Carl? You have a good lunch, sir. And yes, correct spelling is Doug Minch. Thank you, John. I knew what you meant, man. I knew what you meant. And May the 4th is played out. We are taking the whole month now. This is the May. Oh, hell no, you aren't. Anyway, look, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I hate May the 4th. It's Scott Crocker. I know I'm in the minority here. Well, form your own Force church, I guess you'll have to do. Well, we got the Church of the Foofy Tail. We're ready. We're prepared. No, we'll make May the month that we don't talk about Star Wars at all. How's that? Well said, Skunk Rocker, says Joe D. McPhee. And Sarah says, too much negativity starting a few days ago, not needing more. Now, we are looking at negativity, Sarah, and we are thumbing our nose at it. Negativity, take that. And we embrace the positive here, Sarah. You know that, and we want nothing but that for you, especially today, all right? And you know what, says Nick Tockert, in the great Star Wars versus Star Trek, my answer is Babylon 5. There you go. There you go. Actually, Cookie and I were having a discussion the other day about great science fiction shows from back in the day that never got enough love, or really good shows, that were kind of geeky. One of mine is Legend with Richard Dean Anderson and John Delancey, and it's very steampunk, where I think it was Richard Dean Anderson of MacGyver was an inventor and writer, and or he did all these great adventures. Maybe it's Delancey as a writer, but anyway, it was just a fun series, very much in the vein of Briscoe County, another great underrated series. And another one called Salvage One with Andy Griffith that was based on real science, and it was brilliant. It was great. And Sarah, do you want a hug? And Sarah says, sounds great. I'll be over immediately. Anyway, and his run on Moon Knight Volume 1, Vengeance of Moon Knight, was written by Greg Hurwitz with beautiful art by Jerome Apina. Okay, I gotta catch up on that. I really do. And Jody McPhee mocks Nick with his laughter. And good one, Nick Tucker. There we go. And we are caught up. Now, I do have things I've got to do today, unfortunately. So I'm going to do some work on Calgon for the weekend. So we're going to close it off here, okay? And I thank each and every one of you. And just remember, just because other people are toxic out there doesn't mean you have to be, all right? In fact, you kind of combat it by being cheerful. It pisses them off. It's great. And yes, Legend was great, says Nick Tucker. Wasn't it, though? I need to find that on video or something. And yes, huge hugs are welcome. I'm saving mine up for you, girl. I really am. And Brian, it's too late to be jumping on the Moonlight wagon. It is never too late. As long as it's got good shock absorbers, I can jump on it. Anyway, let's see. First of all, let's get the business out of the way. First of all, we want to thank our Patreon subscribers for keeping the show and our other enterprises rolling forward. And if you would like to see what you get in return for your direct financial support, please go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And we've also got some new books out. One is from Stormgate Press, Major Marjorie, created by Tim Bruckner, and it is all about Marjorie Pettis, the star of radio, the darling of the airwaves, and her great show, Major Marjorie, where she defends the Earth from alien invasion. What people don't know, though, is they're based on her real-life exploits. Check it out. Available now from Stormgate Press at stormgatepress.com. And also, Adventures of the Blue Circle just came out. The Blue Circle is more than just the hero in red and blue and white that you see there. It's also a council of reformed criminals who advise the two-fisted hero on how to solve the dilemmas that plague the city. All new Adventures of the Blue Circle from the comic straight to you, featuring myself, James Blakey, and Quentin R. Castle. Great stuff from Prose Press. Also, don't forget the Bat books available from Amazon. There's a series of 3 of them. I'm in volumes 2 and 3, but get the whole set. It's a critical, loving examination of the 1960s Batman television show and movie. You will dig it. Also, Captain Hawkland, The Lost Adventures of Captain Hawkland, The Skyhook Remnant, the sequel to the Captain Hawkland and the Skyhook Pirates, where one of the suits is taken and someone is being put forward as a hero. But how much of a hero is he? Check it out. By Me, available right now for 99 cents on Amazon. Also, check out Comic Spectrum tomorrow night with Eric S. Hawkins, Clyde Hall returning to the show, Brian Rodman, Joe D. McPhee, and myself. We're going to give comic reviews and our opinions on stuff. You'll like it. Anyway, and we've got some more comments from you real fast. And here we go. And huge hugs incoming, Sarah, from Nick Tockert. I will echo that. And off to the job hunt. Good luck, Sarah. And may the 4th be with you, too. And it is never too late. Thank you, John Pike. I agree. Love you, Sarah. Seriously. Love all you guys. Take care of yourselves. You too, hun. Report in later, all right? And okay, got a run time to make the notice. Catch you on the back of the cereal box. Check out backofthecerealbox.fun. Great site, great programming from John B. Pica. And good luck, Sarah, from Donna Carleen. Thank you, Donna. And check out Donna, the work of Donna Carleen, and Carl Witzman on Lulu.com, because they're awesome. They write good books. And see you later. Joe D. McPhee will see you tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum. Have a better day, my friend. And Rick Bradley, everyone take care, stay creative, and game on YouTube, brother. And later's all. Donna, have a great day. You and Carl have a super, super day. And while we're doing that, and we got that done, we want to say thank you to our sponsors, Rising Tide Publications. As always, check out their various exploits on their on my Amazon fan page. And also check out Plasma Fire Graphics when the look of your book matters to you. Check out Plasma Fire Graphics on Facebook and see the great examples that they'll have there for you. Then go to plasmafiregraphics.com and see even more examples. Then contact our friends there and ask about their indie creator-friendly pricing on all graphics you'll need to sell that great book of yours. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. And sending hugs to you too, Sarah. You have a great day and good luck to you, hon. And that wraps it up for today. As always, thank you all for being here. And like I said at the top of the show, we are going through some serious times right now. And there's a lot of toxicity out there. Don't be a part of it. Know you've got a home here for all the positive stuff and the good things to happen, because it's Rising Tide. And so, friends, as always, thank you for being here. We will be back tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, and also Friday morning at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central Time for another live episode of Nevermind the Furthermore for another 60-minute show, because we got to make our way to Windy City Pulp and Paper. And as always, folks, hope you have a great Hump Day, great May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And no, you can't have all month. Be fair. And also New Comic Book Day, which is something else we got to examine. And as always, folks, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great day, everyone. And we'll see you Friday on Nevermind the Furthermore. Take care, everyone. And take care of each other, all right? We are all needed here.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide broadcast network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Secrets, trust, worth. The bond between souls intertwined within otherworldly intrigue. Michaela Jade brings forth the Elite Warrior series, a collection of dark fantasy romance novels set in a twisted world where power lusts in the hearts of men and devotion seduces the souls of women. Warrior Secret. Warrior Warriors Trust, and Warriors Worth. Available now at authormichaelajade.com.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Now on Sunday mornings, longtime independent comics creator Randy Zimmerman brings to you a podcast that talks about the lighter and more whimsical side of comics, the fun side of comics. That's right. Sunday Funnies is back Sunday morning, 9 a.m. on the Raging 2 YouTube channel and on certain Facebook pages. Check it out, won't you? It's special guests, great talk, and a lot of fun as we work to put the fun back in funny books. See you there.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com. From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.